What's up, guys? This is the Sunday watch list for August 3rd, the week of August 3rd. In this watch list, I'm going to make it quick, simple, give y'all some levels on SPY, QQQ, and my favorite individual watches for this week. Without further ado, I don't want to make this a long video, so let's just hop right into it. Also, if you're looking for a great community to trade with, go to discord.gg/oasisalerts or hit the link in my bio. We have 61,000 members in this trading community. We live trade every single day from market open until market close. And obviously I'm biased, but I think we have the best community out there. If you're a futures trader, I do have a code for you for Alpha Futures. If you want a discount, code BRIT at checkout on Alpha Futures will get you a pretty nice discount. So we're going to start off with SPY. SPY on the 4 hour, you can see that I have everything already marked out. We're near a really important support from early July. You can see the 620 level. You can see these wicks are trying to get bought up right now. On the larger time frame, though, it looks like that staircase up, elevator down look right now. So I'm thinking that we could possibly see a relief bounce. So the two spots that we'll see the relief bounce at is at this level right here of 1670 to about 620. I'm expecting some type of relief bounce right here, right? But if we don't see that, it might go through and we might go to the previous all-time high, and then we see that relief bounce, right? So those are my two levels that should act as a support, should act as an important demand zone. And honestly, if we're going to fall like this, I would expect some type of large relief bounce, even if a downtrend's about to start or whatever crazy might happen. I would expect those two levels to be a hefty support. So that's what I'm watching for this week, is this zone right here. Go ahead and mark this out on your SPY. And then also previous all-time highs, which is the 609.30. Now, we do have some resistance. We have some resistance at this level right here, which is, let's just say 630. We have some resistance at 630 on SPY. So if we do relief bounce, if we do see a relief bounce, say we bounce right here, I'm thinking we might reject right here. Right, unless some news, obviously. So this is just pure technical analysis. I got to throw that out there. This is pure technical analysis. So if we do see, if some news drops, that's like the most bullish thing out there for the market. Obviously, we might clear this, and technicals don't matter. But we're just gonna go off the technicals right now. So we have this resistance at 630. I think if we do see that relief bounce, we could hit this 630 and reject and come back down and kind of just chop right here. I don't really want to take a trade if we're between 630 and 620, but I will say if it does bounce or reject off one of these levels, I wouldn't mind playing it if wave aligns. So if y'all don't know what wave is, it's a data tool that I like to use. I'm sure if you follow me, you see wave everywhere. But if a wave aligns, then I will just play that off the rejection or off the support. So if we break the resistance of 630 to 632, we should go up to about 636-ish, and we'll see what we do from there. If we break 636, we're going to go to all-time high most likely. Now, so that's really my levels on SPY, my important levels. We got this level right here, this support, this resistance, this support down here at previous all-time highs. Everything marked out is important in my opinion. So those are my levels I'll be playing on the larger time frame. Now we're going to go ahead and look at QQQs. As you can see on QQQ, we see the same thing as the staircase up, elevator down, and we're hitting this support level. So I wouldn't be surprised if we bounce right here, but obviously they're not going to make it that easy. They might grab liquidity. They might drop us below this support level first, right? And then buy up down here when people are getting stopped out, and then push us back up. So that is an idea on QQQ. That could happen, but I would say this week, watch the larger time frame, the hourly and the 4 hour, this 550-ish level. So I would say let's just make it a clear level. So 550. If we hold 550 as a support, we should see a relief bounce back up to about 560. And then possibly after 560, I have 565 as the next important level. So these are my two. So everything you see right here is also very important. So we have a high time frame resistance right here at 559, basically 560. Then we have another resistance here at 565. So if we break over these resistance, just count the next one as a price target or the next resistance, right? And then to the downside, we have two important levels I want to mention. So if we break this support level of 550 to the downside, we break it to the downside right here, I think we're going to go back to this 544 level and chop right here. But if we break that level, we're going to go to the next one, right? So it's just going to be like the next one, right? It's always going to be to the next one. So that's how you got to kind of look at these levels on QQQ. Because like say if we did hold this level, say this is the level we want to hold, this 544.61, we might go back and retest this important support, but now it might be a resistance since we're on the other side of it, right? So that is another way we can play QQQ. The biggest support level of them all, though, is I would say the previous all-time highs right here at 539. So if we see that, I would expect a relief bounce. I would expect a bounce around that level, but who knows? You know, we don't really know. We can just play with what we were giving. But the previous all-time highs should be a massive support. All right, now let's go into my individual watches. All right, so the first one I look at is MicroStrategy. You can see that every time this level right here that I've marked out, it has been an important level for quite some time now. I mean, from the beginning of this year, you can see. So I'm watching this level to possibly relief bounce. This 357 level, this 358 level around here. We could see a relief bounce around this level, something like this to the upside, and I would target back to 400. I think 400 would be a great resistance to target if we do see that relief bounce. Now, if we don't, what we could see is if we break under 340, I doubt this is going to happen this week, but let's just keep this in the back of your mind. If we break under 340, we have a lot of room to go to the downside. So I'm expecting, this is why I have this zone really large, because I don't want to necessarily trade within this zone if it goes inside of it and holds inside of it, because if I can just be patient and wait to figure out which way it wants to go. So say it's just chopping like this. If it wants to hold, okay, cool. I have plenty of time to enter because there's most likely going to be another leg up, right? But if it wants to do this, I'm not going to guess which way it's going to go, because if it wants to break to the downside, I have plenty of time to enter because there's so much room for the downside move. So MicroStrategy is at a very important level. I would expect some accumulation, some chop on this. But on the smaller time frames, I would say if we're day trade, or like if I'm day trading this, there could be some type of relief bounce back up to 380 to 400. We will see though. I don't mind the idea of playing this one. All right, the next one is Tesla. So we actually have some flow in Tesla. We saw this put come in at 227 for this week expiration. So 220 strike to the downside. So they're not really trying to catch a large move. They're just trying to. This is a risky play, is what I'm trying to say. This is a risky play because it is a weekly, and not only that, they're buying at a $19 a contract. So that's very interesting. They're putting 185 in it. So I'm not too sure if they're out yet. We're going to see Monday if they're out of this position. But if they're still in, they're looking for a downside move, and they're trying to flip this money quickly, most likely. It's either a lotto, and they're going to try to hold it to the weekly expiration, or they're trying to catch this downside move real quick, exit, and then be done with it. But let's get into the Tesla analysis. So Tesla has been making this pennant, right? And just recently it broke outside the pennant. Not completely. We're right on the trend line still. So I would like to see another daily outside of it before I start to get too bearish on it. Or before I start to actually lean bearish. But if we can hold under $300, I'm bearish on Tesla. I'm bearish on Tesla to about 283. That's my idea on Tesla. I like this one. The technical analysis is there. It's pure. The levels are great. And then for me to flip bullish, we would need to see a break above 339. Break above 339 should send us to most likely 400 if we see that break. So these are the important levels that you need to watch going into this week. Make sure you have these levels marked out. I really think every level that I have marked out should help you with trading Tesla. All right, the next one is going to be Chewy. So I don't actually trade this one a lot, but I am still in a swing trade on this one. Chewy is still in this uptrend. It is still in this uptrend. It is still hitting this uptrend. I'm expecting this one to bounce. I am down on the contracts right now, so and I do think this is the most perfect entry for risk to reward to the upside. So what I'm looking for, Chewy, is it to hold this uptrend that I just showed y'all. Hold the uptrend, and let's go back towards $40 to possibly 42 and possibly 44. If we break under like 35, 34-ish, then this play is completely invalidated. But I do like to look on the larger time frames, the weekly. As long as it can hold this uptrend, it's in good shape for more upside, in my opinion. So we will see this week on what it does right here. I'm looking for a push back towards $40. That'd be awesome. Guys, that's going to be it from this video. That's going to be it from the charts. I hope y'all enjoyed the SPY QQQ analysis and the levels. I hope y'all enjoyed the individual stocks. I went over like 3, I think. If y'all want to come join the Discord and come live trade, make sure to go to the link in bio or go to discord.gg/oasisalerts. This is where we live trade every single day and where I put more analysis and more effort into. So if you're interested in that, go join that. If you want a flow company, a data company, go to flowtopia.co. That's also in the description down below. And yeah, guys, I'm manifesting a great week. I'm manifesting great day trades, great swing trades. Let's have a great week, guys, and I will see you in the Discord. Later, guys.